Hello everyone, Decathlon is here and today we are in Master Duel in order to explain how we play 3 Axis, which is a variant of the FTK that I play and what I'm mostly known for. So for the new player and the people actually wondering what 3 Axis means, this is a deck based on level 3s. So usually this deck will run Tour Guide or Tone Scale or the Lone Fire Blossom, or for example the Orpheus Scorpio as starters because they are level 3 and they generate a lot of advantage. Alongside all these starters, we run a lot of extenders that are level 3s because we are lucky to have a lot of them in the card pool. And also, what is very important about that is that it also means that this build can be constructed in whatever way you want. So for example, if you think that adding Fossil Dig just to add Gilasaurus is too expensive for you, you can just play cards such as Marauding Captain or I don't know, like Empowerment with a level 3 Empowered Warrior. There are a lot of ways to turbo out level 3 other than the one present in this deck list. So yeah, that's a very good thing because it means that this deck can actually become very budget if you need to. So all these level 3 will be very important, especially the extenders, because they allow us to confuse the opponent, especially since usually they don't have any idea of what you're doing. Like, this deck is so unknown, this deck is so underrated. All these level 3 that special summon itself will also allow us to generate advantage in order to summon what is one of the most important cards in this strategy, which is APOLLOUSA. And it is still one of the most powerful cards in the game to this day. So this card basically allows us to protect ourselves from handtraps, such as Nibiru or Ash Blossom. So the idea behind 3 Axis is being able to turbo out this card while doing your usual combo just under it, which means that it will protect us during the remaining of the combo. Now there is one thing we have to mention, which is the weakness of APOLLOUSA of being only able to negate effect monsters. So the problem is that we cannot negate trap cards such as the impermanence, but also there is another problem, which is being once per chain. And that's an issue because your opponent will be able to activate 2 hand trap in the same chain in order to interrupt your plays. But a lot of people actually do not even know that, so yeah, that's very advanced stuff actually. And lastly, in this build there is actually a way in order to play around cards such as Gamma and Impermanence, because Gamma will actually be able to empty all the negate of our APOLLOUSA since it's not a hard once per turn. Impermanence and Gamma has to be activated when you control absolutely no monster. But the thing is, in this build, we'll be able to summon the Codebreaker on the opponent's side of the field, which will prevent him from waiting until our combo is fragile to hand trap. So yeah, as you might already know, this combo works from just making Isolde by any way possible. And so the strategy of this deck is whether you get hit before you set up your APOLLOUSA and you make just Isolde and continue your combo, or you make your APOLLOUSA and then do your combo and it will prevent your opponent from waiting. So that means that your opponent cannot wait for shock points of your combo and cannot stop you when it actually matters. And it will make him fall for a lot of bait, but also it means that your opponent will have to open multiple entraps in order to stop your combo. So there is one thing that I need to explain about the starters. For Torn Scale, if you open Torn Scale alone with 0 extenders, just Torn Scale alone is already FTK through Nibiru. Like, you don't need any other extenders, because if your opponent doesn't hit you, you will be able to make APOLLOUSA play under it, and if he hits you, you'll be able to just continue making 2 warriors and just make his ult right away. You can obtain the same result with Tour Guide and 1 extender, or Orpheus Scorpio and 1 extender, because this card will generate 1 less monster than Tone Scale. And also, there are a lot of very weird interaction that we have to mention in this deck. For example, if you happen to open any card such as the Phantom Knight or Malicious, and you open the, for example, the DDR at the same time, well, it will have a very weird interaction when you will be able to use your Malicious and then use DDR to extend in order to continue your combo. So yeah, there are a lot of very specific interaction in this deck, and it just makes it extremely hard to play. Since Master Duel is a best of 1, this means that your opponent will not be able to even side against your strategy, or that if you go second, you will have this surprise effect on the opponent, because unless he hands on very big boards such as, I don't know, like Buster Lock, or just cards that stun your deck, or just a lot of negates, a few negates is the same result as just one or two hand traps. So if you are able to play through Ash Blossom, you will definitely be able to play through like anything such as like a Warlord Savage negates. But the thing is, you are able to bait, but it is very hard to play through stun cards. So yeah, if you want to see the combo in this deck profile, do not hesitate to go see the video where I showcase it. And in the future, I will make a lot of beginner-friendly tutorial around 3 axis and just FTKs in general, in order to new player to understand this deck. I hope you liked it, and I will see you next time.